Scientifically, lots of stories show how much potential each of us has for change. By changing how we see things, making different choices, and embracing new feelings, we can unlock our unlimited potential and make amazing things happen in our lives. It's truly mind-blowing when you see what's been going on. We've seen many cases where people with all kinds of health issues, like vision problems, hearing loss, and even trouble speaking, go through incredible transformations. It's not rare. It's happening everywhere around us. Lately, we've seen someone who couldn't talk before, and now they're not only talking, but living a happy life. We've also seen folks with conditions like Parkinson's disease, breast cancer on both sides, spinal cord injuries, and other health challenges make big changes after just one or a few sessions of healing. It's really interesting. What's even more intriguing is that these folks aren't getting touched or having medical procedures. Instead, they're going through change in the information in the field. It's important to know that it's not stuff that makes the field, it's the field that shapes stuff. So if you can change the info in this field, can you change the hologram we see as our 3D reality? That's exactly what we're teaching and seeing happen. Things like tumors can be seen as tricks, and they are basically created by the info in the field. Change that info and you might change what happens with the stuff inside. Now, this might sound a bit tricky, but it's the heart of what we talk about in 7 days. It's all about understanding the quantum field, how it reacts not just to what we want, but more importantly, to who we are turning into. You brought up a key point, the power of love and healing vibes. When we fill our hearts with love, thanks, and harmony between our brain and heart, we put out a healing energy that can affect others, even if they're not actively involved. It's about making a connection in vibrations, a resonance between us and the person we want to help in their healing journey. This connection can be really strong, even if they're not aware of it. I can say for sure that my beliefs about what's possible have changed a lot in the last few years. I've seen incredible recoveries and changes that challenge what we usually think. For example, there was a young guy with muscular dystrophy who had been in a wheelchair for 12 years. In regular medicine, there's no cure for such a condition. But through our work, he not only got up from that wheelchair, but started walking again. Stories like these have expanded my understanding of what humans can do. But it's important to realize that starting such a journey needs a specific way of thinking. When someone gets a diagnosis of a long-term or serious illness and sees that regular treatments aren't doing what's expected, they come to a crossroads. Some might accept things as they are, while others want to find different ways. Those who look for alternatives and start to heal often change from wanting to heal just themselves to wanting to heal others. They really want to share the gift of healing with people they care about. This change in thinking opens up new possibilities. Can we affect and heal others with our thoughts, love, and heart harmony, even if they're not actively taking part or reacting to the process? The answer seems to be a strong yes. As we look into this more, we create models to understand and practice. People have gotten out of wheelchairs, got back to sight, and had diseases go away through this process. Also, we've looked into distant healings, where people come together feeling harmonious and focus on helping someone. The results have been amazing, often as good as or better than medicines. So in short, we're figuring out that the power of thoughts, intentions, and love has a big impact on our own. It's a journey that challenges what we usually believe and opens up new possibilities of what how we're all connected. Imagine this. Everything around you, including yourself, is like a fascinating dance of tiny particles, atoms and molecules. These super small bits are always moving, each with its own rhythm and frequency, like a big orchestra where every atom has its rhythm. Now let's talk about the cool idea of the law of vibration. It says that the whole universe is pretty much a symphony of vibrations, each sending out energy at its own special frequency. Now let's see how this connects to making the deepest wishes come true. Your thoughts, feelings, and intentions aren't just random ideas. They're real forms of energy, each with its own special vibration. Picture them like radio signals going out into the universe. These signals match up with energies, kind of like tuning into your favorite radio station. When your thoughts and feelings match up with what you want to make happen, something really special goes on. You create a connection, a strong link with the law of attraction. This law, a big rule, says that similar energies naturally come together. Now, here's where it gets interesting. How can you use your own vibes to make your wishes come true? It all starts with super clear intentions. Don't go for wishes that are unclear or fuzzy. The universe likes it best when you ask for things in detail. Instead of saying, I want a better job, say something like, I want a job that makes me happy, lets me show my creative side, and gives me a good income. Details are like your helpers. Picture the specifics, colors, textures, sounds, and even the feelings connected to what you want. The universe really likes details. Also, mix your intention with feelings from your heart. How would reaching this goal make you feel? Whether it's happiness, excitement, peace, or freedom, put those feelings into your intention. Keep your mind on intention. Don't let yourself start thinking about doubts or focusing on what you don't want. Your thoughts act like tuning forks, matching the vibes you send out. Writing down your intention is a strong move. It makes your commitment solid and gives you a clear point to look back on. Write it like it's happening right now, sparking a feeling that it's happening at this moment. Close your eyes and picture your intention as if it's real. Imagine all your senses, what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, connected to what you want. Believing is like the base of what you're doing. If any doubts come up, notice them and then turn your focus back to your intention. Keep expecting that what you want is on the way. Make affirmations that support your intention. Say them every day. Focus on what you want instead of worrying about exactly how it will happen. The universe has lots of ways for your wishes to come true, often in ways you might not understand them. Having a clear intention doesn't mean you just wait around. It means being open to inspired actions that match up with your goal. These actions, guided by your gut feeling, often bring you closer to what you want. Gratitude is like the king of good feelings, buzzing with positive energy. When you're feeling grateful, your energy lines up with good stuff and positive vibes. Instead of thinking about what you don't have, gratitude helps you focus on the good things you already have, asking the universe for even more goodness. When times are tough, gratitude works like a magic lens, changing how you see things and showing you solutions you might not have noticed. By sending out thankful vibes, you bring in situations and chances that match up with your good energy. And the more you show gratitude, the more you find reasons to do that. Keeping this cycle of good vibes going and speeding up your dreams. Gratitude is like your daily routine, a way to stay focused on the now, making other manifesting traits, like imagining things and saying positive things, even stronger. Let your heart stay open, let gratitude brightens up your days and nights, shining a light on the cool stuff you have now, the awesome things you're asking for. Gratitude is like your secret handshake with the universe, inviting it to shower you with blessings that are even better than you had. Patience is like your trusted friend, and trust is like your guiding light on this journey to make things happen. Every step you take to make your wishes come true is a step you take with the universe. Let go of worrying about how things will happen and enjoy the unfolding magic. Picture your success and feel it deep inside you because it's already real in the world of possibilities. Every move you make, inspired and guided by your gut feeling, gets you closer to your dreams. Enjoy the now because it's the bridge to your future. You're not just watching things happen in this big creation dance. You're the one planning it, making joy, good things, and love happen. Create your reality together with the universe, using the law of vibes like a tool and the thoughts and feelings like your way of creating. Your dreams are on the way to you, riding on the waves of your strong intention. Now let's start this awesome journey together and see your dreams come true in ways you never thought possible. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with those you care about. Stay curious, stay committed, and always keep your heart open to the wonderful surprises coming your way. Your wishes are well on their journey, and each time you set a goal, it's like tuning into the big radio station of the universe, sending your special message out into space. Go ahead, dream big and clear because in the endless world of possibilities, your dreams are already a reality.
Thank you for tuning into this episode. Continue strengthening your mind by listening to our other episodes.
Now, hurry to get through. Got so many subjects to cover. Let's cover now some other things on the list. Here's one that's important as you read and as you listen and as you study and as you grow and as you take notes and as you fill up the journal. Then try to work on the ideas to make yourself valuable in the marketplace. Here's something to remember under personal development, some things I had to learn. First, steps to success. First of all, you need good ideas. Just decide right now you're going to accelerate your plan for collecting good ideas.
Collecting good ideas. So that perfect.
Waiting for pairing. Paired.
Stimulate one idea sometimes leads to the next, leads to the next. And the 4 or 5 ideas in the future that really thrust acceleration into your life, you couldn't have gotten unless you went through the first one and the second. Next, you need good plans. We're going to talk about time management, game plans. You need a good health plan. Traveling around the world, you can imagine the kind of health plan I have. If I didn't have a superb, extreme, got to underline the word extreme. If I didn't have a superb, extreme health plan, you think I could travel all over the world? People look at my calendar and say, impossible. I'm the only one that can do it. Everyone else is too young. Incredible. But I've got to be extremely healthy. I can't let up at all in terms of diet, nutrition, exercise, all that stuff in order to stay healthy. So, good health plan, good family plan. Here's a good one, a good marriage plan. Some people just go along married with their fingers crossed. You got to have a better plan. Some are whistling in the dark, hoping everything will work out. Not a good. You need a good plan for how to use the day. We'll talk about that. Best kept secret of the rich. How to use your time. A good plan to meet the right people over the right amount of time. Stimulate your thought. You need a game plan for lifestyle. Talk about that. So to succeed, we need good ideas and good plans. Here's the next. We have to learn to handle the passing of time. Because all of this takes time to learn, to grow, to change. Getting through the seasons takes time. Spring has a certain amount of time. Summer has time. Harvest has time. The winter has time. Learning to handle the passing of time. Jot this down if you're involved in business. You've got to give your project. You've got to give your people.
Waiting for pairing. Paired.
Requirements, especially in such an industrialized, busy, mad, dashing society. That is to have people patience. First, we exercise it with our children, family. Getting people to work together. Even with your family. You're involved with independent challenge. Like herding cats. Herding sheep is easy. They very quickly get the direction. Try herding cats. It's like the children, different ages, different personalities, different opinions. Get the family all going the same direction, kind of working together to make things work. Yeah. But if you'll have some patience, you can do it. Now, here's the big one, to have patience with yourself. Give yourself time to learn. Give yourself time to understand good ideas. Give yourself time to make changes and then grow into those changes. Give yourself time to refine your personality to fit the business, whatever business you're in. Some you may have to speak up a little stronger, and some you may have to calm down. Oh. Just learn to refine your personality and your temper to suit. All of us can do that, but it takes time. Have patience with yourself. Have to do that. Learning to tie the shoestrings of your shoes. Tried a couple of times, he says, I'll never let this, it's over. You can't go through life. Maybe it happens for them a little bit. Some people get the hang of it almost overnight. Now it's a little longer. It takes you a little longer. Have patience with yourself. Patience has its own reward. Patience is a virtue of the extraordinary kind. You have to have patience with our employers. You have to have patience with government officials. Patience with our parents. Patience with company benefit. Patience with God. Here's a good thing to remember while you're exercising. Usually enough good people. Got a job. Not everyone in the community is totally like,
No, yes.
how we create a society. Every teenager, not that they all know this,
So I meant to get out the
not
stove
everyone
twice.
will. But
So I
just
want to get
get
the blunts this morning. I was like, I'm just gonna wait so I can go.
Good Lord recruited 12, not every disciple. Not every one of them. It's enough of the 12. Start a movement. Not everyone. But it's the story of Sodom and Sodom. Abraham had a friend that lived there. If I could go to Sodom and Gomorrah and find 50 righteous people, could you spare the city? God said, Abraham, it's excellent. It's Xauusd Perspective. So he searches the city, can't be. Comes back and says, Lord, would you take 40? God says, Abraham. Searches for 40. Would you take 40? Fine. Abraham said, this is my advice. Would you take? God said, only. He went searching for two. Got down the gym. Civilized society. Government, most will. Not every senator will, but what? Enough will build a stable government. Not everyone in the armed forces will. Everyone. Not every teenager in that size will. That's how we survive civilized society. That's a good feeling. Have patience. Next, development is learning to solve problems. By the way, having patience with the seasons takes time to develop the crop. Can't plant a seed, dig around it. They say there is. Can't. Plant in spring heat. So next comes solving problems. Business problems, family problems, personal problems, financial problems. Here's a good idea I found in solving problems. Once in a while, you've got to. I can just describe it. Take a piece of paper, put a line down the center of the paper, and on the left side, describe the problem. So just jot that in. A piece of paper in half, on the left side, describe the problem. Sometimes it's a good idea to take a problem out of your head and put it on the paper. Talk a little bit more tomorrow about how to think about it. This is one of the ways to think on. Our mind usually is too busy sometimes to sort things out. So if you take it out of your mind, put it on paper. What is the problem? And you just describe to the best of your ability what the problem is. Then ask this question: is that all of it? If you're going to prescribe something for the problem, you need to know what all of it is. Got it all listed. On the other side now of the paper is called answers and solutions. Problem on one side, answers and solutions on the other side. And now let me give you three questions. Three questions that can help solve most of them. Here are those questions. Number one, what could I do? So just jot that down. What could I do? Then you start developing what we call working papers. And the working papers consist of making a list of the things you could do to solve this problem. Number one, and you say, well, number one would take 3. I can see that right. Let's go to number 2. Maybe that's the answer. Number 3, no, that isn't it. And let's say you've got several points now and you've done your best to try to solve the problem yourself and you can't solve it yourself. Here's the second question. What could I read? Maybe somebody spent a lifetime researching the problem you've got, and they've got some excellent answers from a lifetime of research.
No, Lisa, baby. Have an amazing day. Of course. Of course. Absolutely. Have a spanificent day. I think I do. Highly.
Waiting for pairing. Head.
So under number 2 is research. And if you search what? You research, search and research. Now, research as soon as possible because if the problem is severe. My friend Kenny comes to me and says, and after his divorce, he comes to me and says, you know, it's over. And he says, you know, something strange. He said, I found the book in the library. I think it's safe if I had read it. Reading nutrition. That's good. That's good. Gosh, it's so much better to be more. Now, you tried to solve it yourself and you can't solve it. Who did I ask? Is there someone around me that might have the answer? Now, under that, put this. Don't ask first. Try to solve it yourself. Develop some working papers. Think you might do, that still isn't it. Here's some books I've read. This guy's crazy. This guy answers. I got it. Now I ask. But if you now can show your working papers to who you asked, can't believe how swift the answer. All of us have heard this, but let's remind ourselves one more time and put it in your notes. We all love to help people who, first of all, try to help us. Back to the philosophy of desert. Tried to work it out, haven't got the answer. Maybe you could help. Somebody is very willing to help you if they know you've tried first to help us. It works that way with our children. Right? My daughter Linda, before she got married, used to travel a lot. She comes to me and say, Daddy, I'm headed for Thailand. I said, wonderful. She said, I've saved up my money. I said, fantastic. She said, I've got $1,000. I said, the kids wanted to go here, wanted to go there. I didn't go. They wanted to buy this, wanted to buy that. I didn't buy. I got my money put aside, $1,000. I said, Linda, unbelievable. You must be my daughter. That's fantastic. Now she said to make the trip, I only need a couple of thousand more. An easy 2,000, right? But she knew she couldn't get the whole 3. But she knew that if she worked hard to the best of her ability and put that first 1,000 together, the next 2 was easy. So, develop your working papers, do your best to solve problems. Here's why you try to solve it on your own first. You need the mental and emotional muscle. You need the discipline. You just quickly go to the answer, somebody that's got it. Now you're not developing the muscle. You're not developing the discipline to solve your own problems, because there may come a day when there's no one else to ask. So you need the rhythm of learning, the rhythm of trying, the rhythm of seeing if you can do it first to build the emotional, mental muscle.
Just to go over this real quick. I'm not sure if too many people know how to read the Forex Factory news folder, but honestly, all you have to do is click on the folder that you want to look at. So you see the red folder for unemployed claims, click on it. And what you want to pay attention to is this is basically what they're predicting, what they feel like the outcome is going to be. And this is what happened the previous time they did the report of the unemployment claims. So you click on the folder and you get more detailed information about what's going on. I'm not gonna go through it because I kind of waved the mouse over it. But just to clarify, when the unemployment claims are less than they predict, that is good for the USD, meaning that USD pairs will go up. Now, when more people file for unemployment than they predict, that means that the USD is going to go down. Now, let me tell you how this relates to gold. Gold is a USD pair. It has USD on the end. You know what I mean? So it's XAU times USD. So depending on what happens with the USD, it's going to basically give us the answer to what gold is going to do. So right now, when I looked at my chart, I'm saying that it's momentum. Honestly, I've been selling and had a stop loss at around 2040, to be honest. So, it's been going in my favor. So now it was a little shaky waters, to be honest, when I took the trade. Gold is very volatile, and we're kind of in consolidation. So it's kind of trading within consolidation. But the thing is, or a ranging market, we can call it that. The thing is that I'm seeing that the market is getting weak, but it's also kind of hanging around zones that it may reject and just fling up on me. So that's why it's so important to kind of just wait to as close as possible to the news comes out. It comes out in almost an hour. You know what I mean? So you want to get as close as possible to news so you can see actually what price is doing. So you don't want to try to guess it so much before. I don't want to say guess it, but you want to kind of watch what it's showing you, what it's doing, which zones it's respecting and stuff like that. But overall, once the news releases, you make your technical analysis, and if it correlates with the news, that's how you're going to get that beautiful push of that volume that we see. So for gold to sell, we would want the claims of the USD to be what I'm trying to say. For gold to so the USD goes up if the claims are lower. So we would want the claims to actually match the forecast or be lower than the previous forecast. So it says the forecast is 221. We want it to be 221 or lower. If that makes sense. The previous forecast was 224. So even if it's 224, 222, or 223, it's actually going to be good for the USD, making it turn green, as you see right here, other than red, like you see right here. So if you pay attention, every time it's green, the forecast was higher than the actual, if that makes sense. So you can see here, 2003 was previous, 2006 was forecasted, and 187 was the actual, which was positive for the USD. Anytime people file too many unemployment claims, it's bad for the USD. You see the forecast, it was 213 and was actually 224, which turned the photo red and made USD go down. So no, I paused for a minute because I wanted to make sure I said the information correctly, because it could get a little tricky just because we're talking about gold being first and USD second. So with gold being the first pair, we're looking for the strength of it against the USD, and that's just depending on how strong each of these pairs are. Anytime the USD shows weakness, it's positive for gold. Anytime the metal shows weakness, it's positive for the USD. So they kind of, tug of war in those moments, if that makes sense. So hopefully that makes sense. Back to the chart. And again, it's looking good. It seems like we may, we can't really predict it. Still have we have a while. But I'm gonna send this out for everybody. It's the end of the video. Early. We clocking at 7:50. 7:50. 7:50 a.m.
Here in this video message, I do seminars all around the world. This is one way that I can reach out and touch you in case you can't come to my seminars wherever I am. Maybe this video will
Screenshot
get you
this too.
somewhere. It'll have an impact.
Send
on
it
your
out.
life. And what I'd like to do is later hear about it. Letter, phone call, or to have a chance to meet you in person. And now I'd like to leave you with these 4 questions called questions to ponder. These questions were valuable for me, and I want to make them valuable for you. Here's the first one. Why? We all ask why we should work this hard. Why take that many classes? Why go to school that many years? Why take the notes? Why read the books? Why work that hard? Why put yourself through the push-ups and the disciplines? Why? Good question, why? Best answer to why, I think, is the second question. Why not? Why not see how many books you can read, how many classes you can take, how many skills you can develop? Why not see how valuable you can become to the marketplace, to your friends, and to your family? Why not see what you can make of yourself? Why not see how far you can go, how much you can see, how much you can earn, how much you can share? Why not? That's the heritage all of us have, in America especially, is to see what we can make out of our lives now that we've been given this extraordinary opportunity. Now, my third question I'd love to ask you in person. But since I can't do it in person, I want to ask it of all of you. But I want you to take it personally. And my third question is, why not you? Why not you? With good self-esteem. Why not you starting to change and setting goals? Why not you starting to make progress toward financial independence? If I can do it, you can do it. I wished I had a lot more testimonials here today besides mine. A whole steady stream that would come by and tell you their story. Someone who started with nothing, finally run a big enterprise. A mother who was on welfare, now she owns her own business. In addition to my story, I wish I had a lot more. And if all of them told their story, guess how they would probably wind up their story? They'd probably say, just like me, why not you? If we can read, you can read. If we can change, you can change. If we can figure it out, you can figure it out. If we can turn it around, you can turn it around. There isn't anything you can't accomplish. That's what those testimonials would say. And so I want to say it to you personally. Why not you? You've got the brains, you've got the stamina, you've got the vitality, you've got the interest, you've got your life ahead of you, you've got the future. You can do it. If anybody can do it, you can do it. If one of us can do it, hey, we all can do it. And now here's my last question. Why not now? This is a good time. As the 20th century starts to wind down, a few more years as we get ready for century 21, what a good time to set your goals, work on yourself, work on your skills. What a good time to get it together. What a good time to start this process. personal development, growing, changing, developing, having a good plan for your money and for your life and for your future. Why not now? And I hope I have a chance to see you one of these days and share with you the experience, the reaction, response you might have had from my message today. And until I get a chance to see you on this side of the world or the other side of the world, in some school or some seminar, or maybe I'll come and speak for a company that you work for someday. I hope I get a chance to meet you. Until then, I wish you the best. I want all that I've gotten to be yours and much, much more. God bless. Goodbye. We need to take a look into the future. There are 4 things to consider in terms of attitude. One is how you feel about the past. Best advice I can give you on that is treat the past as a school. Let it teach you the mistakes you've made, the things that went wrong, the things that didn't work. Don't use the past as a burden to carry, and don't use the past as a club to beat yourself to death. Past losses, past failures, past mistakes. But let the past be a school. Tough school, maybe. We've all been through some tough stuff. So if you feel good about the past, draw from it for experience and let it teach you. Then next is how you feel about the future. We've got to have the future well designed. The future is called the promise. And here's what we teach in our leadership series. The promise of the future can be an awesome force for your own future. The promise of the future, designing the future. There's 2 ways to face the future. One is with apprehension, and the other is with anticipation. I promise you, in my travels around the world, most people face the future with apprehension. And here's why. They don't have it well designed. They've sort of left that up to someone else to fix. But here's the best way to face the future, with anticipation. And you can face the future with anticipation if the future is clear, if the future is well designed. And I would like to have you consider some thoughts with me that help me to really change my future by giving it some thought and some consideration. And here it is. In setting goals, it's very simple. Number 1, decide what you want. You just take a little time. You sit down and say, what do I want? What kind of skills do I want? What kind of income do I want for the future? What would I like? Where would I like to go? Places I'd like to visit. Habits I'd like to acquire. Skills I'd like to have. You just take a little time to think about what you want. Economics, friendships, people you'd like to meet, places you'd like to go. You just take some time. And then I suggest, when you've thought about what you want for the future, make a list. Just jot it all down. So really a very simple process. And then here's number 3. Keep all the old lists. I'm telling you, this served me so well, keeping my old list of goals. I look back now 10, 20 years ago at goals I set, lists I made, and I smile now because here's what I thought was so important, 20 years ago. Now some of those things aren't even on my list. I've got a new list. I've grown, I've changed, I've matured. But I give you that advice. Decide what you want. Number 2, write it down. Number 3, keep the old lists. And then here's number 4. When you get something that's on one of these lists, check it off. Part of the fun of having a list is checking it off. And then if you can add some drama to checking it off, see, that's what really helps. I set a goal to go to Spain many, many years ago. And when I finally made my first trip to Spain, I had that journal with me that had that list in it. And while I had my journal on my lap, waiting for the wheels to touch down in Madrid, I waited until the wheels touched the runway and I checked it up. Just adding a little drama. So part of the fun of having a list is checking it off. Now, here's what's important about the lists and designing your future. If the future gets clear, the price gets easy. Because you got to remember, for every promise, there's a price to pay. Everybody's got to pay the price. Everybody's got to do the deal. Everybody's got to do the discipline. Everybody has to pay. But here's what I've discovered. If the promise is clear and powerful, the price is easy to pay. the price is some classes, the price is a few books, the price is a few disciplines. The price is finding something that'll make your life better, make you grow, make you change, make you develop. So the first part of the key is to design the promise. Then, what is the price to pay? I'm telling you, the price will be easy. Anybody in my audience can think, no matter where you are, where you come from. Color doesn't matter, religion doesn't matter, where you grew up doesn't matter, circumstances don't matter. I'm telling you, if you'll make the promise of the future clear for yourself, the things you want, the places you want to go, the things you want to have, the person you want to become, the skills you want, the homes you want, the future you want, the friends you want, all of the values of life that you could possibly want. If you'll make that clear, make those lists, and be serious about it, I promise you it's an easy price to pay. Anybody can pay it. And the best advice I can give you is, if I can do it, you can do it. Farm boy from Idaho, raised in obscurity, I changed my life, turned it upside down, turned it all around, found economics, found future, found promise, and if I can do it, you can do it. So start setting your goals and see if you can't get a better excitement going for the things you want to accomplish for the future. Now here's my third subject, and that's called financial independence. Oh, by the way, before I get to financial independence, let me cover one more point. One of the major reasons for setting goals is for what they make of you in achieving them. My teacher advised me when I first got started at age 25, he said, Jim, why don't you set a goal to become a millionaire? He said, it's got a nice ring to it. You know, enough zeros to impress your accountant. And he said, I'm here to help you. You're only 25 years old. You've been to 1 year of college. You've got a beautiful family, every reason to do it. Why don't you set a goal to become a millionaire? And he said, here's why. And I thought, he doesn't need to teach me why. Wouldn't it be nice to have $1 million? He said, no, then you'll miss it. He said, here's why. For what it will make of you to achieve it. I'm telling you, that statement changed my life. Set the kind of goals that will make something of you to achieve it. He said, now, once you become a millionaire, what's important is not the money. I thought, that's kind of strange teaching. He said, honest, it isn't important. He said, you could just give the money away. Now, I did better than that. I lost it all. By the time I was 31, I was a millionaire. By the time I was 33, I was broke. And I'll tell you a little bit about that story later. But when I lost all my money, guess what? I found out Mr. Xauusd was right. What was valuable was not the money. What was valuable was what I became to earn the money. The skills I had, the knowledge I had about the marketplace, the values that I had going for me. They were more valuable than the money. And here's an important statement to remember. It's not what you get that makes you valuable. It's what you become. So part of the key here is to set the kind of goals that will make something of you. Don't set them too low so that you don't have to grow and you don't have to read and you don't have to try and you don't have to stretch. Don't set them too low. And then don't sell out. Don't go for something that's going to cost you your virtue or cost you your values or sell out your principles. There's a good middle road here to follow. Goals that will inspire, goals that will help you grow, change, develop, and become better than you. Okay.